Pre-season game in Fiji, Fletchy, as early as next season. This is reported by Adrian Prezenko in the Sydney Morning Herald. Thoughts on that?
Like
straight
it.
off the bat?
Like
Yeah?
it.
Little pre-season.
We saw all the crowds up in PNG. I mean, they froth on it.
Every year they just pack that out and they run onto the field. Fiji would get right behind it.
They'd get right behind it.
Is the Fijian team still in the New South Wales Cup? Were they?
The Silktails?
I think they are,
Well, they were the grade below, aren't they?
Massive.
And they're trying to progress because the Hunters, they didn't go straight into the Queensland Cup either, did they? They had to progress and go forward. So,
I reckon that's a great move.
Yeah.
So well done.
Fiji are just flying in the rugby union at the moment, so there's plenty of talent over there.
How'd the Drua go in this Super Rugby?
They were better of the two, of
Yeah.
Moana Pacifica and them.
But rugby's the game over there.
Yeah.
Isn't
But it sounds like because the Storm have got some relationship with Fiji Airways, I think it is.
Yep.
And they've had a few players down there. And
The Knights have expressed interest as well, Brooksy. Being their opponents, if Melbourne Storm were to go over, it would be at the Churchill Park in Lautoka, which holds 12,000. Will most likely be the venue. Storm led by Justin Rutsky and Frank Panisi want to set up a Pathways program to get young Fijians to Australia, as well as providing coaching and development support across Fiji. So
Yeah, well, remember Freddie and Joey went over there a couple of times. They
were they just on a holiday when they went over there? And
no, they're over there. I think Freddie was going over there for a little while, like taking boots and gear and stuff for the village, the kids in the village, and they saw. Remember, he was a porter or a bellboy or something. Who was the
was
player?
it Edo Nabuli?
yeah, it was.
Might be, yeah.
It was.
That's right.
They gave him to Gus at Penrith, didn't he?
That's right. Yeah, so it's smart. I mean, if Melbourne Storm, because Frank Panisi is one of the sharpest minds, so we could expect a few Fijians come and play in NRL.
And I think with what they're trying to do with with PNG, what you got with the Pacific Championships, it makes sense to maybe have a trial game over there too and keep momentum going throughout the year. So you've got this at the end of the year, you've got the trials in February or late January, depending on when the season starts, all that sort of bizzo. But it's good to just keep league, everyone talking about league, whether it's NRL, whether it might be the Silktails playing games over there to start their campaigns.
It's competitive.
International.
You know what would be awesome?
It's great.
It would be awesome if they could. If we had the Nines, there's talk the Nines might come back, but if we had the Nines, but that Fiji just had their own Nines, so you could take your Korobides and maybe grab a semi-Radradra.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah. So
Fiji,
every club has a team, but then you get Fiji.
we get a
represented
Fiji
as well.
side.
Yep.
I just think, if they're trying to go that angle.
You know what I've always thought with the Nines and even the Indigenous Māori All-Star game, do it every second year. You know, if when they did the Nines, you can sort of get over something a little bit like that. Whereas if you wait at least a year, have a bit of a break where you might go Nines one year, New Zealand Māori versus Indigenous the next year, Nines, because you've seen with the how many players have pulled out of that game recently in the last couple of years.
It's a bit like cravings. I can't be having my battered sav every week.
Correct.
Otherwise, I get over it. We didn't read some of the
There's
boys.
so many.
There was a lot of cravings. Can I go back to that?
Yeah.
Someone said to do something funky with the Chico roll. He said chop it up into 3 pieces.
Get more ends.
Sounds like Jeffrey,
Fried again?
Jeffrey Dahmer. What was the message? Keep chatting, boys.
All right. Well, the England versus Tonga got their second test coming up. The team news is in. Dom Young and Morgan Knowles have both been ruled out. What's the latest? Dom Young still crook from the flight over, eh? So, interesting to see what happens.
He's
with
probably
him.
out for the rest of the series. But yeah, it sounded terrible.
Knowles suffered a thumb injury in the 22-18 Test match win against Tonga in the first game. Tyson Frizzell has a knee injury and may not play also. Frizzell has been seen wearing a moon boot over there, so doubt he ends up playing. We've also got team news for Australia and New Zealand. The money man, Cam Munster, is in doubt due to illness. Nico Hines could come off the bench to partner DC in the halves, Fletchy.
Have you been disappointed in Samoa? Considering they got to the World Cup final last year, a lot of momentum, pretty much a similar squad to what they had. Do you think?
Just
Are
no
you disappointed?
no anchor. No
No.
anchor. Without Jerome Luai,
They're a bit lost at.
Yeah,
a bit
they're
lost
just. I said this to maybe Missile on the Mowers. They remind me of the Kiwis probably 15, 20 years ago. Had really good outside backs, good forward pack, but until Stacey Jones started coming through, and then Benji, and then Sean, and they actually had quality playmakers that could get a team around the park. I think that's the progression now where Samoa and Tonga are at, where they've got a lot of NRL players that are playing in the halves, but they don't run the team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no, Jerome even plays second fiddle to Nath, but he did so well last year in the World Cup.
Yeah. Well, it won't be long.
It's not far off at all.
It's not far off before they'll get a gun, especially out of Penrith. There's a lot of Polynesian kids out there, so it won't be long before.
And I think Jerome Luai could do it really well too if it wasn't for Nath, but you just don't get to see it because Nath obviously, and he probably plays third behind Isaiah Yeo too.
What's your gut feel on Luai? You think he'll go? I hope he doesn't.
So the report is 1.7 for 2 years. That was reported today.
Which I reckon is about the mark.
I think that's
a fair deal.
You wouldn't think Panthers could pay much more than that.
No.
So you know what? I understand the 2 years as well, because I reckon what they're thinking is stay here for another couple of years. This is probably unders what you'd get elsewhere. So if he become available, probably the Dragons and Tigers would pay over $1 million. Do you think?
Yeah, definitely.
So stay for another couple of years. You win another couple of comps, and you can still get the big payday next contract. I think that's what Penrith are maybe.
Because we know Nathan's on $1 million. So that's been reported. He's taken less. Ivan's on 1.2. So whether or not he gives him 100 at Christmas.
Yes.
Merry Christmas, son.
Look at the
By the way,
stocking.
he's 100.
Well, I always thought it was going to come down to Dylan Edwards or Jerome Luai. I always thought that. I didn't think they could keep both of them with Yo, with Fisher Harris, who's would be on decent coin.
Well, who they lost? They lost Crichton now.
Crichton's gone.
So Spencer Lenu's gone.
Spencer Lenu's gone. The weak gutted dog.
Yeah. WGD.
Oh yeah, Weak Gutted's gone. I reckon that's more than fair.
Yep.
$850. Playmaker.
So the appeal to stay for another couple of years, they'd be favourites going into next year to go back to back to back to back.
Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable.
So he's going to go to, what do you weigh up? You're probably going to walk away for 2 years. You're walking away with close to 500,000 over 2 years if you were to get one. Because I reckon his floor's $1 million. I think a team like the Tigers or Dragons might even offer him 1.1.
Yeah, but then he's going to have to be the man, right? So then he's got all the pressure on him. He's the $1 million player, right? Everyone's looking at him. He hasn't had a good game or whatever, and everyone's going to hammer him. Here, it's a lot cruisier.
Yeah.
And he's back. He's at home.
Yep.
Jerome, if I was you, I'd be staying.
Yes. Yeah, so would I. It's a lot of money to turn down, but I think that's what they're proposing. I think stay a couple of more years. You might be leaving a fair bit of coin on the table, but you can still get that big payday.
Yeah.
Imagine if he's won 5 in a row by the time he becomes available.
Oh, that's right. I mean, you can just write your own ticket.
Yeah.
Who knows what the salary cap will be in 2 years?
Well, that's the other thing too. If he takes the 2 years, they get 1, maybe 2 premierships. Then he's probably going to get another offer for, mil, per.
Oh, by then?
Yeah.
By then, Mill would be, like, we might be talking 1.5s by then.
Yeah.
Salary cap increasing year on end.
He's 26 now, right? So let's say he signs that deal, 2 more years at the Panthers. He'll be starting season 2026 as a 30-year-old. You'd think he'd be able to get like a 3-year, 4-year deal, big money, having won 5 or 4 premierships, to be the veteran who has had success.
He's only 26.
At a club.
Stephen Crichton's only
January.
like 21 or 22.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
That's crazy. Over at the Bulldogs, the kennel, Carl Oluwapu's set for neck surgery.
Yeah.
The young star could miss the entire 2024 season. David Riccio is reporting this. The 18-year-old has met with a specialist today. Played 7 games for the Dogs last season. Bulldogs paid big money to get him from the Broncos, Fletch.
Yeah, so that's not good for a young kid. I mean,
when would he have done? When would he have got injured? At training?
Might have been one of those ones like Gordy had. Gordon and Nathan Brown, they had that narrowing of the neck of this. It's up there, like it's just sort of.
You had to get it a little chipped away or whatever.
Basically, Gordon talks about it. He said, soon as that was the end of him. Gordon just said, I was going into tackle sort of a little bit hesitant, and he said that the way he played, he said as soon as he started thinking about it, maybe he can recover from it. This young fella, because he did show signs. Maybe that explains why he sort of. Remember, they dropped him.
Yeah,
they put him in at 7. No, they put Burton at 7 and Carl at 6. So
he was playing 9 a little bit there at the back end too. Remember the Sharks game when they were getting rolled?
Oh, and he went through the middle.
They put him through the middle, and he just got rissoled.
He's a big kid.
Yeah.
So he's only 19. So fingers crossed he can come back.
Phoenix Crossland has re-signed at the Knights for 3 years. He had a really good season. He's almost transformed, completely transformed from a 7-6 hybrid sort of player, and he looks to be an out-and-out 9 because I've heard they were floating around Brayley as well. So Jaden Brayley's a great player, but he's been injured for the last two of our last 3 seasons up there at Newcastle.
Yeah.
The hooker. But he was also the skipper as well. So that's a tough conversation if that is indeed true.
Well, the Dragons would have the eye on it. Flano would have his eye on him.
Yeah.
I think Flano gave him his debut. Or
yeah, so,
he would have been in the club. He was definitely might have been playing.
Yeah, I dare say it was Jaden first before Blake, right?
Yeah.
And then Jaden moved on to the Knights and then made way for his brother.
I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up with the Dragons.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Because Phoenix Crossland was very, very good.
Very good.
But sometimes out of sight, out of mind. You know, you think we know Brayley's a terrific player, but Felix Crossland's got the number 9 round 1.
Yep.
Do you agree?
It's the sort of gamble you've got to take on as well.
Yeah.
If you're the Dragons, you've got a player of high quality. The only reason he's become available is because someone's developed from underneath him whilst he's been injured at a club. So you're going to get a quality player that if he can stay healthy, then he's a top tier 9 in the competition, and they need talent.
Well, they got him. I think the Knights paid big money for him.
Yep.
I don't think Phoenix Crossland would be on 500 or 600.
Yeah. What about on the new deal? Just so new.
I reckon the new deal 3-4.
Yeah.
Maybe 350.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So if they're looking to keep Bradman Best, because that's the Mail, the Bradman Best.
Yeah, reporting
800.
800.
Far out's a lot of money for a centre.
I couldn't pay that much for a centre personally. I don't care who it is.
800.
Yeah.
I know he's very good, but if you're the Tigers, you have to pay that to attract the players. Otherwise, you're not going to get anyone.
Yeah. So is that what's reported the Tigers and other teams offer him?
Tigers were frothing on him.
Yep.
Then I heard the Chooks, but I'm not getting involved in that again. And that's not a rumour. I know we did the old fake rumour. That great gained some traction. Wasn't that good? Actually, I did that. That's like my Hillary Duff rumour. So I might bring one out after Christmas. And an album as well. Play that song again, please, tourist.
Can I talk about the Dave Riccio's music while the music's in the background as well?
Yeah, play the second one.
Let's get this for Joshy Curran.
Okay, yeah,
You remember this too, Fletchy. Josh Curran signed with the Bulldogs also. Warriors gave
Was
Curran
that confirmed?
That looks like it's confirmed now. David Riccio is reporting Warriors gave Curran a chance to negotiate with a rival club, come back with a multi-year deal. Played 23 games for the Wires last season.
Why is no one questioning the Bulldogs salary cap?
Well, let's look at the recruitments here. I've got them here.
Why is no one saying, oh, hang on, salary sombrero?
Well, let's make it official.
What?
Fletch, go.
What? What do you want me to do?
Complaining about the Bulldogs
Complaining
salary
the music
cap.
with the grouse music.
Oh,
in the
yeah,
background.
well, Shuey, Ian Schubert, is he still there? Shuey used to drive around looking at players' houses. Swear to God. He used to go around looking at people's houses, maybe not him, but his underlings, to see if players were doing renovations.
Yeah.
Because it was the old, pay to tradie cash.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what I've heard.
Yeah.
I certainly didn't get my kitchen done paying cash. Certainly did not. I mean, Nobby's kitchens don't take cash. Do you, Knob?
Well, these are some of their signings, Fletcher.
Yeah, let's go through it.
Stephen Crichton.
Yep.
Penrith Panthers.
Crichton.
Jamin Salmon, the wheat-gutted dog. Blake
Taffy.
Drew Hutchinson from the Roosters. Kurt Mann from the Knights. Siwa Takiaho from Catalan Dragons. He's coming back from the Super League.
And we said he's on 500.
Is he on 500?
That's what's been reported.
Okay. Jake Turpin from the Roosters and Bronson Sherry after a stint on the sidelines.
Okay, well, you're going to get Bronson Sherry quite cheap.
Yep.
Jakey Turpin's not going to cost you much. It's the Stevie Crichton, but you've also got the kick hours.
Kicks are still going, yeah.
You've got your Birdos upgrade.
Fox was on good coin.
Fox
He would
is-
have been on good coin to leave the
Fox is still
Storm.
there. Joshy Curran would be.
Matty Burt. Did you say Matty Burton?
Yeah, said Birdo. Kurt Mann. Question.
Yeah, there's not
question,
much in
question.
there apart from that, is there?
No, I might retract that before Gus rings me up. Taste of a Chinese meal.
Don't want to go ahead with it.
Dips his ring in the soy sauce.
I'll
and
tell
just
you what.
flicks it at you with all these diamond rings on there.
Did you
Get that
see
in
there
you.
was a couple of red dots on Reid Marnie's head in that photo?
Oh, he's been
I
jobbed.
think it was the flick.
Oh,
no, I think it
you're-
was the Duncan flick.
Red Marty is just soy. He's a mad soy man. Frost the soy.
Well, I'll tell you where all the money could have gone, Fletchy. The Bulldogs have also locked in Blake Wilson for another 2 seasons. 6 tries from 10 games. And let's have a look. So we'll go through the names now in the back line.
Yeah.
So Wilson, you've got Wilson.
Where
Taff.
Where are they going to play Taff?
Yeah. I heard that Crichton has been potentially going to play 6.
Well,
So-
I hope not.
So
He's played
Potentially playing.
He's potentially hasn't scored a point playing these last 2 games at 6.
Taff fullback, Crichton 6,
What?
and Burton centres.
Okay. I'm not happy with that.
It's willy-nilly that, eh?
That was Mason. I'd have Crichton at fullback.
Yep. So would I.
I do like Birdo in the centres. I've realised a big loss. Your 6 is an issue there, and your 7.
So
Just
I'd keep Burton at centres. I mean at 6.
Who you gonna play 7?
Sexton. I'll give him a go.
Keep him, yeah.
Leave Sexton at 7.
Because Blake Taff can play 7. He grew up playing 7. I don't know whether defensively he might be up to it.
Mm.
Certainly, it's the forward pack that. And Joshy Curran. Joshy Curran would have got a bit.
Yeah. As for the Sea Eagles, they bring back Corey Waddell. He leaves the Bulldogs. He's on a 1-year deal to return to rookie. Played 59 games for the Dogs over the past 3 seasons. Waddell also played 36 for the Eagles during 2019-20. And the Raiders have signed Ko Wicks onto. I like that Ko Wicks. I think there's something about him, but for whatever reason, just couldn't quite crack it at Manly. He was sort of behind, obviously, Tommy, if Tommy's fully fit.
They gave him. He was going to be a backup 9, wasn't he? He sort of.
Yeah,
and then they put him in centres, and he got. Someone gave him a bath.
Yeah, he got dusted one game, didn't he? But they wanted him to play 14. They wanted him as that utility, and it just didn't quite work out.
It's a tough game, this, isn't it? Tell you what, it's a young man's game.
Yeah, it is.
You got to be little, well, not little, young.
The smaller, I reckon.
You got to be strong and fast. Like these kids that are.
You need to be versatile. You need to be able to play multiple positions. If you look at Penrith, like with their back line and how they can all swap.
Yeah.
You were predominantly left. Was that your go? Left edge or were you right edge? Or did you care?
No, I didn't care.
Yeah, either did I.
No, I didn't care. I was on the right because Fitzy liked playing
That's
left.
right. That's right.
Fitzy liked left. So.
Yeah.
But that team, their forward, it's Penrith's forward pack that win it all the time. Wins. I think that's their strength. I know you can have your Nathan Clearys and stuff, but that forward pack when their line speed for big men. That's what I'm saying. You got to be quick.
Mitch Kenny too. He leads it. He gets up in the middle. He loves the line speed.
Yeah.
Gets him. I seen him
And he
the
looked-
week after he finished celebrating. Looked like he just finished. Poor fella. He's
said
getting some yumcha at South Juniors.
Yeah, right. I'd been on the drink for.
I think so. Yeah,
Good on him.
it was the Sunday from Sunday after the grand final.
And he was at the juniors, South
He's
Juniors.
at the juniors. Yeah, his Cheese and Kisses lives out in eastern suburbs. Somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Chooks might get him. Might be looking at Chooks.
All right, we'll take a break here from the run home. Coming back with a cricket update after the break.